Hello friends, today we are in organic farmhouse. We will learn preparation of botanicals and biofertilizers. Friends, as you know, in organic farming, plant protection is carried out with the help of the natural resources. Friends, in organic farming, plant protection is a serious task because it doesn't permit the use of chemical input to control plant infestation. Therefore, we have to use available natural resources to control plant infestation. Fortunately, we have different kind of the natural resources like biopesticides, botanicals, biocontrol agent that can control plant infestation up to the limit. Naturally, we can control plant infestation with the help of biopesticides, botanicals and biocontrol agent. But for the preparation of biocontrol agents and biopesticides, we need a sophisticated laboratory and a specific kind of a skill, and these preparations are already available in the market. They are ready to use, and the government agencies are also providing the prepared formulation to the farmers to apply in their standing crops as well as in seed and soil application. Therefore, we will discuss preparation of botanicals that can easily control the plant infestation. First, we will discuss preparation of neem seed kernel extract. So, this is a neem seed that you can easily collect from neem trees, and this is a very effective kind of insecticide. Today we will prepare neem seed extract, and here you can see these are dried neem seed. Actually, the purpose of the preparation of this extract is that to get dissolved the content of neem seed into the water, because the neem seed have a different kind of alkaloids. So, we have to get dissolved these alkaloids into the water, and when it will be sprayed on a standing crop, it prevents the insect from feeding, and it acts as a anti-feedant. When these different alkaloids dissolve into the water, it gives a disagreeable, displeasing smell, which usually insect doesn't like it, and it is disliked by the insect. They prefer to go away from the crops, and that makes them anti-repellents. Because of these two important properties, making them anti-feedant and makes them anti-repellent. The basic principle of the preparation is to have the alkaloids available in the neem seed into the water. Let's see how we can prepare this neem seed extract. First, you have to collect neem seed. You can easily collect this neem seed. These are the dried neem seed, and it is advised not to use seed older than 1 year. Then it gives a good result. Then we have to crush it, and the crushing can be done by beating in a bag, and for the purpose you can take all the seed in a gunny bag, and it should be beaten either by wooden stick or you can crush it with the help of the usually mortar and pestle. You can crush it. And then you have to put all of these stuff into a muslin cloth, as you can see it here, or you can put all of this stuff in a gunny bag and then tie it. Then you have to put this stuff into a water, and the amount of the water will be double. Suppose you are taking 25 kg neem seed, then you have to drop this stuff into 50 liter of water and leave it for 12 hours. And then you have to squeeze all of the extract by pressing it, as you can do it, and collect entire extract and add 1 or 2 spoon washing powder or the soap available with you, which act as a emulsifier, and dilute it for 4 times and spray it on standing crops. It also works as a prophylactic, so you can spray it as a precautionary step. And further, it is advised to take fresh water, clean water. The water should be clean. And second important precaution is that seed should not be older than 1 year, and it is advised to use up the entire extract within 1 or 2 days after the preparation. Let's see preparation of plant-based manure. It can be used as insecticide, and you can prepare it with available wheat. Wheat management is a big problem. You can see various kind of wheats nearby your farmhouses, like Parthenium. It is commonly known as Gajar Khas. You can say Calotropis, Aak, and Lantana. It is known as Khamra, and you may have another kind of local name. It is very popular kind of wheat, and Pongamia, Karanj, or you may not focus 1 or 2 kind of wheats. Whatever it is available nearby your places, you can choose it. Only one thing you have to keep in your mind, that it should have displeasing smell, because smell repels the insect from feeding. So it's better to select the wheat those are having disagreeable smell and it emits a particular kind of odor. Actually, the stinging smell of the wheat is very important to repel the insect. So, first take these wheats, and suppose this is a neem and another one is a Parthenium, and cut it into small pieces. And it depends on the availability of the resources. If you have larger amount of the wheats and you want to prepare large amount of the botanicals, then you have to collect large amount of wheats and it chopped into small pieces, either with the available tools in your kitchen or available tools in your dairy. It actually depends on the availability and your basic requirement on what amount of botanicals really you want to spray in your standing crops. Then take this chopped material, and suppose you are collecting 30 kg of waste material, wheat, chopped wheat, then mix into the equal amount of dung, 30 kg of dung, and blend it properly. So the fermentation will take place, because the entire principle is based on the active fermentation process, and it is carried out to make all insoluble compound into the soluble forms. That's why we need the fermentation. So blending is very important. And then mix 1/4 amount of the soil into it, and mix it again properly, blend it, and add water, and this water will work as a paste like solution, and fermentation process will go very fast. If you create anaerobic conditions, so it's better to cover it with a gunny bags or something where it makes a anaerobic condition. So make all paste in a drum and cover it with the gunny bags for about 1 month. And this preparation is easy, but only thing is that it takes about 1 month. And in the initial week, for the first week, you have to stir it regularly, at least once in a day for a week. Then for the remaining 3 weeks, you can stir it once in a week, and after a month that preparation will be ready for the use. And it is advised to use up this preparation within 1 or 2 days, because there may be a degradation of active ingredient. So it is better to use and all these preparation before their degradation. This is only the one drawback with the botanicals, because the shelf life is limited. So, we have to use up all this preparation within a limited period. Let's say preparation of plant leaf extract. It is based on the principles that most of the weeds produces unpleasant smell, and that stinging smell keeps the insect away from the feeding. That principle we utilized in the preparation of biopesticide. We can use available weed nearby your places, like Calotropis. You can use either Parthenium or Pongamia or any other wheat that is available to the farmhouse. We can use for the preparation. Only one thing you have to check it again, that it should produce a different kind of the smell. That smell should be disagreeable. That principle we are actually utilizing for the preparation of the biopesticides. So we take leaves and tender stem of the weeds like Calotropis or these Parthenium, and make it a paste. And that paste should be a very uniform, because we have to put it under the fermentation process again. So make it a paste either with the help of the grinder, or we have mortar or pestle in your home, or any other facility which can help to make a fine paste. And finally, that paste should add with the equal amount of the water. Make the paste and add equal amount of water. Suppose you are taking 1 kg of leaves, then make paste and add 1 liter of the water and leave it for overnight. During this process, it will undergo the active fermentation process, and that will ferment all of the microbes those are available, will help in the fermentation process, and that will again enhance the odor. So leave this paste for overnight, about 12 hours. And then boil it for 30 minutes. You have to boil entire paste, so it helps to extract the content those are available in the insoluble form, or those are available in the less soluble form, that will be converted into the soluble form that plant can easily absorb. So make it in a homogenized solution, boil it for about 30 minutes, and then take out this preparation away from stove and keep it in a shade and cool it for about 1 hour. After cool it, now this biopesticide is ready for the application. You can apply it in a standing crops with the dilution of equal amount of the water. It checks the infestation of Lepidoptera, especially the pest which belongs to Lepidoptera group, means having infestation to the vegetable crops, and you can easily apply it. Gives a good result, especially in cabbage crop. The findings suggest that you may have a good result when it apply in the standing vegetable crops. So that's all about the plant leaf extract. Let's see preparation of turmeric cooked rice. It is used to control bird menace. Sometimes bird menace becomes a serious problem, especially in pod bearing plants, and it causes serious damage to leguminous plants especially, and it depends on a principle that usually birds attract towards the yellow color. In this preparation, we take rice, and you can see that it is a cooked rice. You can take stale rice whenever it left in your home. Then you can use it, and any type of the rice can be used for the preparation, and add turmeric. This is a turmeric powder. You can take this turmeric, add it into the rice properly, and then we have to mix it properly, and the color of this yellow should not be very dark. if it will be a deep color, deep yellow color, it will not attract birds. So it's a good to keep the color yellow, and this is the right color to make it. So first you have to make it homogenize, so this turmeric get uniformly blend into the cooked rice, and in that way you can use it properly. Mix this turmeric, and then we have to prepare a lump, a ball of rice. We have to prepare it, and after the proper mixing we will prepare a ball or lump of the rice. So this like that you can prepare a ball of cooked rice. So yellow color should be there, should not be very dark, especially you have to keep in mind, and make this lump. And then we have to keep this lump in a field, especially where we face this challenge of bird, and keep this lump of rice at the distance between 5 to 6 meter. Suppose we are having infestation of bird in a particular area, particular field, so just nearby field you can keep this rice ball into another close field, and when the bird will see these balls, they attract towards this, they will eat, they will come and eat. And it has been found that when bird comes on the ground surface, it eats some other caterpillar or the semi-loopers in the field, so it helps in controlling that pest at that moment. Otherwise, when it attracts towards these balls, it leave the pod seeding in the field, and it will start to eating it. Usually it has been found that on the first day become the beating day, and usually many more birds are not attracted when it is applied on the first day, but from the second day you will see many more birds will be attracted towards these bowls, towards these lump. So it is better to notice the movement of the bird on the second day of the application. First day maybe you take it as a beating day only. So you can keep your field, especially pod bearing seeds from the birds, you can keep it in a safe mode, in a biological way. So we utilize this principle only in the way that there is a ecological cycle. One animal is there, so for the control of the another animal, their nature has another animal that can control the population of that animal in particular. So we can use these ecological cycle to control pest infestation, control birds if they are making trouble us, if they are making to us to bother the bird menace. It's a very easy way, you can apply it without any cost. Let's say preparation of plant-based liquid manure. We use liquid manure in standing crops for instant response. It is also used for the soil application to overcome the deficiency of nutrients. It has been found that when the liquid manures are applied to the crop, it absorbed by plant about 20 times more than the soil application. So it is good to apply the liquid manure. It can be easily absorbed by the plants. Liquid plant-based manure are prepared by leguminous plants because they have the ability to fix the nitrogen. So we explore their nitrogen to enhance the plant nutrition, and it is used to overcome the nitrogen deficiency of the plants. We can take any kind of waste material of leguminous plants like peas, any other plants like pigeon pea or chickpea, or whatever you have the material at your farmhouse which are not used for any other purpose, that can be applied for the preparation of this liquid based manure. We take any other kind of leguminous waste. Here you can see these are the plants or the waste material, because during the process of composting, the complex material converted into the simpler form, like the protein of this plant are converted into the amino acid, which finally converted into the nitrogen. So we explore that process to enrich our plants as an instant response. It is a microbial degradation process. When we applied these leguminous waste for the fermentation, all these complex substances, those are available in the insoluble form, will be converted into the soluble simpler form. We take leguminous waste plant, any other plant, those are available at your farmhouse, those are of no use, you can use it. You can take the waste material of peas or pigeon pea, whatever it is available to your farmhouse, you can use it. So these are the waste material of the leguminous plant, which we have to subject it into the fermentation process, that is the microbial degradation process. So take equal amount of leguminous waste plant material and blend it with the equal amount of cow dung. Both of the material blend together, because the inoculation of the dung will act as a microbiological resource. It will act as an inoculant, and that will start the process of decomposition, where all these insoluble compound will be converted into the simple and soluble form. So blend both of the material, put in a gunny bag and tied it. Then this stuff immersed in a water. Take 200 liter water. Suppose you are taking 25 kg of these waste and 25 kg of dung, then add this into a 200 liter, means 4 times more water, and after 20 to 21 days it will be prepared. So during this process of immersion, you have to stir at least once in a day. For 15 minutes you have to stir, and then you take out the gunny bag, and the liquid that will be there will be the ready preparation of this manure. Add 200 gram jaggery solution. Here it is a prepared jaggery solution, it is 10% solution. We can use any other kind of a stickler, even you can take as a glue of rice or any synthetic glue. The purpose of this jaggery solution is just to make it sticky over the plants. So it working as a stickler, so you can use it any other kind of a sticker for the spray. Take the manure, liquid manure, and add this jaggery and spray over the crop. It is a instant kind of the manure which should be used up within 1 or 2 days after the preparation to prevent the loss of active ingredient. It would be better to use it immediately, and it helps to overcome the challenges of the plant deficiency of the nutrients, especially in the standing crops. So it is a instant prepared liquid manure which can be easily prepared with the help of the leguminous waste. Let's see preparation of farmyard compost. Friends, we are using compost since Vedic period. It's a common practice of the farmers to return plant nutrients to the soil. But the problem was that the earlier way of preparation was faulty, because there was higher loss of the nutrients. That's why scientists have come up with an idea to improve the technology. So with a little improvement, we can prepare a better kind of the compost. In organic farming, we have to follow NPOP guidelines, that is a national program for organic production, and it doesn't permit the use of the chemical inputs, and it also says that to prepare compost on their own farmhouses. It doesn't permit to purchase the compost from the outside, that is from the off the field. So anyhow we have to prepare compost in our farm places. And second thing is that there are so many kind of the techniques are available for the preparation of the compost. So we have to choose accordingly according to our availability of the space, availability of the raw materials, and many other factors we have to take into consideration while preparing the compost. I am refreshing you again that the composting is a microbiological decomposition process. So, we have to include the microbial inoculant so that the organic material should be converted into the valuable product, that is the compost, which carries important components of the soil, important nutrients, and those are available in the soluble form, and plants can absorb those nutrients easily. So, we have to take the idea to convert organic waste into a soluble form that can be easily absorbed by the plants. Out of the many ways of the composting, farmyard composting is one of the common practice of the farmer. So, we are taking it. While you can do other kind of the changes, you can take the organic waste material, it is available in your kitchen or from any corporate house or the hotel waste or whatever at their own farmhouses. We can also take the bedding materials of livestock. We can also take the urine of the cattle that can also enhance the process of the decomposition. So, in this technique where we can have a good quality of farmyard compost, we have to dig out a trench, make a just dig out about 10 meter long and 2 meter wide, and it may be 1 meter deep below the ground surface. This size is quite big that I suggested, that is actually the standard size. You can change it according to your availability and according to the organic waste material that you have to subject it to the composting. You can increase or decrease the size. Just first dig the place and make a dig. You can do it in an open shade, but it would be better if you choose the place which have the shade. It may be in the floor, or it may be in an area where the cattle you usually keep in your farmhouses. Then fill this pit with the gravels. You should have some gravels, make a surface of the pit, then add the waste material, whatever you have with it. Would be better if you chop it, but if you feel that it takes too much labor cost, then you can directly put into. Only thing is that it will take too much time in decomposition. So, it is better to make it in a short pieces if it is possible, then otherwise take it as it is. Then fill it about the 40 centimeter or 50 centimeter, half of the pit, then add slurry. This cow slurry is actually the microbial inoculant that will enhance the decomposition process. So, it is very necessary to take a good amount of the slurry and add it. If it is possible, then blend this mixture. If you can, with the help of the wooden stick, or you have any other facility for the purpose. Then make a dome like structure, round off the entire waste, and with the help of soil and slurry, make a mixture of cow dung slurry and the soil and plaster it this round off, make it a dome shaped structure. And this plastering will conserve the water and also prevent the loss of the nitrogen, because in the composting there is a issue about the evaporation of the nitrogen, and by doing the plastering we can prevent it. So, after making the plastering, you have nothing to do except the watering. You should do the watering, and about 55 to 60% of the nitrogen is required for the decomposition process. And friend, you have to mind it always, if you will not maintain the proper moisture, the decomposition will not occur. So you will have nothing in the end, you will have the smoke in the end. So make a proper moisture in the pit. In 4 to 5 months, the compost will be ready, and before that you have to maintain the proper moisture. You can take out the compost, it will be a free flowing compost, and when you will see the free flowing compost, it will have about the 15 to 20% of moisture. So free flowing property is the basic property to characterize the prepared compost. Then you can apply it in soil directly. So it is a good kind of the compost which we can have in a limited period of time.